I'm on the road heading from Geneva up to Rotterdam. And I've stopped off at one of these French airs for the night, and I'm just cooking up some fondue. I've got the burner ready there, little entree, just not much, a bit of pepper, some white wine, some bread. Here I've got a bit of kirsch to go with it, and over here is the cheese mixture and the wine and maizena, corn flour, and I'm going to get that all going now. There we go, fondue is bubbling away. I've already tackled into the starter and we're good to go. So, I thought you might like that. You know, in some countries it's polite to belch after a meal. It shows that you've enjoyed what you've eaten. But certainly not in Ireland anyway. It's considered rude. But my grandmother, who was a wise woman, and she fought actually in the women's Cumann against the British, just before the British had to leave Ireland in 1920, whenever that was. And my grandmother would say, if you were around the dinner table and somebody belched, she would say, "Oh, better to ascend than to descend." Now, of course, if the belch did descend and come out as a fart, she would then say, "Oh, better out than the doctor's horse." Now, I have Googled that expression and I can't find it, I haven't found it. But it was her expression, and I assume it's an Irish expression. And what it means is that back in the day, before you had motor cars, right? You know, you just had rich people had horses to go around on, and of course, the doctor had a horse. So if you walked past the doctor's house of an evening, and the horse wasn't there, that meant that the doctor was out on a call on his horse and somebody was in trouble. So if you farted and the grandmother said, you know, better out than the doctor's horse, because if the doctor's horse was out, that was bad news. So I drove up yesterday from Gex across the Jura and up to Dijon, where I spent the night. And I'm now continuing my journey to Rotterdam. I should be there in 4 hours. And at the moment, I think I'm in Luxembourg. I don't know how I got here, I'm just following Google. And I'm sure I saw a sign there that said, you know, Luxembourg. So let's see what happens. Loads of wind turbines here. I think I'm still in Belgium. I'm not sure I've crossed into Holland yet. Wow, look at him go. So I'm just about to leave Rotterdam. I've been here for 2 nights. My daughter just started university here, and I said I'd pass by and pay her a visit and bring her out for a birthday dinner. And I'm now heading over to Calais and heading up to the UK tonight, and I'll be up in Oxford tomorrow. And it's been a very nice campsite here. It's very secluded, very quiet. Loads of Germans everywhere, look, all German vans, and nice hot water in the showers. Yeah, so that's it. I forgot to mention about the campsite I stayed in Rotterdam, that you walk for 7 minutes and then you get a bus for 11 minutes, and you're in this right in the center of Rotterdam. There's some really nice restaurants there, and so you know, if you want to go to the center, it's very easy to do it. Now what I'm doing here, this is my task. I have to add this stuff here, AdBlue, 10 litres of it. Hello dogs. I have to add it to the engine, or to the fuel system, and it cleans the emission and gives you an emission rating. And the thing about it is, if you don't add it and it runs out, the engine will stop and you won't be able to drive the van. So that's a bit painful. It means you've got to make sure to have some of this stuff all the time. I think we can say that it's raining. Okay, well, I'm in Dover, and those are the White Cliffs of Dover. So let us get the M20, however we get that, and proceed up towards London. That was my trip to the UK. Now, there wasn't very much footage of the UK in there, apart from the last shot of the White Cliffs of Dover. But I went up there to Oxford and I stayed 4 nights with my son David and his family, and it was very nice. And I'm now back down in Jex, and the year is moving on. I mean, all the campsites around here close on around about the 8th of October, which is a couple of weeks away. And I'm waiting to get an aircon unit fitted in the van here, and then I will be hitting the road again and heading south like the birds migrate. And I'll follow the sun and see where we go.